Hello, everyone. Welcome to Saturday's team call.
Good morning.
Good morning, all. Midsummer, which is what it is. So I wasn't, I didn't think it was a good idea to do anything particularly formal today because most people are in holiday mood in some way or another. Although, of course, there is a lot of run up going on. Um, what I mean by that is that we're all well aware that September is going to be the 3 monthly run where we get two uh, ECBX months in September and in November. And that wraps around the conference, which happens, of course, in October. And that it's been heavily flagged that there is going to be a new test launched. We all know what that is, which is going to be in my opinion, it's likely to be a really big deal because it's complete innovation and it's likely to be something that will be picked up upon very, very rapidly by the audience, i.e., us as partners, because it certainly will be an interesting early report to get when everyone's had a test done to see what's actually happening amongst this cohort, i.e., people who've already got an interest in having their guts working properly. Interesting to see how many others aren't, won't it? Anyway, you're looking puzzled, Sue. What's the problem?
No, I was just looking at the little message that Ruth put up. BRB customer. Don't know what that means. What's BRB?
Be right back. Be right back.
All right. Oh, I see. Be right back. Thank you.
Our customer. Yeah. I didn't know
Love
that.
it.
I just took a guess. Anyway, welcome everyone. Yeah, what I wanted to talk about really is outreach during this period of time. I know it might seem a little bit counterintuitive, but there's no question that this is sowing seeds time in order to reap the results of that during September, October, and November, in order to take advantage of 200% ECB, but also to make sure you qualify for 200% ECB. Because there's no question there will be a qualification of some kind. What seems to be the favorite way of doing it right now is that you'll need 8 action points during August. And action points are made up of literally that, finding new partners and new customers. A new customer on subscription counts as 1 action point, and you're going to need 8 action points, which is the equivalent of a UPK if you bring on a partner. And the qualification requirement will almost certainly be 8 action points in order to get 200% ECB. What does that mean? Well, let's just talk about ECB for a second, or for a moment or two, because there's various ways of making this work for you. Number one, when you become a new partner, there is the fast start period. That fast start period gets you 100% ECB, which ordinarily would not be yours until you hit 10 customers on subscription. In other words, X team.
No, you should actually say that it's actually if you've bought a pack. If you bought a pack, it will give you 100% ECB. If you come in on a sales rep, it won't. But you still need to have the auto order in place to do the fast starts.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I hadn't said that. You are absolutely right. So essentially 100% ECB means that you're going to get a certain number of points per subscription and per partner. Ordinarily, the nominal point value for an Ultimate Partner Kit is 150. Actually, it's 125 plus 25 that they gift you as a consequence of the action. But it's never changed in the 5 years. It's 6 years Sue and I have been involved. So 150 is the one we nominally use. So if you're not 100% ECB qualified, you get 150 points for an Ultimate Partner Kit. If you're 100% qualified, you get 300 points for an Ultimate Partner Kit. You get the 200% ECB and an ECB X month through the qualification, and you effectively get 300% ECB. That's 450 points. So you go from a basic 150 up to 450. It makes ranking up very much easier. It makes creating income an awful lot easier as well, because your weekly cab, and the monthly payout will be that much greater as a consequence of the additional volume that's being given to you during that period. September, traditionally, and I see no reason why this year won't be any different, is the biggest rank up month of the year, because it's taking advantage of a lot of people's efforts during the first 9 months of the year. And the autumn quarter, people come back from holiday, they kind of get raring to go. They really work hard at creating new ranks during that month. So my question of you is, what are you aiming at for your ECB month, ECBX month during September? And do you know what you need in order to achieve that, on the assumption that you've got ECBX qualified during August? If you do know that, stick your hand up. That's not everybody, which is the reason why I've asked the question. So let's get down to brass tacks. First of all, you need to look at where you are. Knowing where you are makes a big help, because it tells you what you've got. How do you look where you are? You know how many team customers you've got. It tells you that in your back office. You know how many subscriptions you have, because it tells you that in your back office. If you're not RCB, I know this might sound a little confusing, then a Balance Soil subscription on a month-by-month basis for someone who's already in their subscription period is worth 4 points to you. So if you, just by way of easy maths, if you've got 10 subscription customers, then your monthly residual income that's paid through RCB will be 4 times 10, which is 40 points. You can guess that on day 1 of the month, the first day of the month. You look at the number of subscribers there are, subscription income customers, and you can know more or less what your volume is going to be during that month based on that subscription level. It's not always 100% correct, because some people drop off, some people don't pay. You know, there is always a bit of nuance. And of course, you can't account for the new customers coming on, because they're not subject to RCB anyway. They come in with ECB because of the enrollment credit. So on day 1 of every month, you know how many customers you're going to have based on historical activity. Therefore, you can predict what your income will be, or what your point value will be, based on that existing number. So if you know what that is, you know more or less where you're going to be ranking at during that month if nothing happens. So you take the difference between what you have got coming in and the rank you want to end up at. That gives you a number. That number you divide by whatever you think you're going to achieve. If you know it's 150 points, all you've got to find is 1 in UPK to get to silver, for example. You can easily calculate what that is based on that difference between where you are and where you know you're going to get coming in and where you want to be. Now, if you're going to struggle with that, let us know. We'll go over it with you individually to show you where you are and what the difference is between that position and where you want to end up. And remember, the first rank to really get at is silver, because everything forms around silver's moving forward in terms of duplication. You know, the model's really simple. When you hit silver, your activity should be to help others hit the same rank. Because if you have 1 silver in each side of your business, that takes you to gold. Because silver is 750, gold is 1500. So 1 on each side, you can perfectly balance 1500, you're at gold. Now, in terms of that right now, that would be ish 1 new UPK per month if you're already at silver for September. So you need 2 partners, 1 on each side. Now, remember this, where it gets slightly more complicated is because if you have team, then anybody in your team who is also recruiting for their own rank improvements is counting to your volume. So in our instance, for example, all of you are in our organization. If you're recruiting Ultimate Partner Packs during September, every single one of those 450 points counts to our volume and counts to our own rank improvement. So our job, part of our job here is to help you to achieve what you want, because that'll knock on into where we want to end up. So the reason why I want to do what I'm asking the question about what you want is it makes it much easier for us to understand what needs to happen in your organization. Then we can evaluate it in terms of activity. Because by evaluating it in terms of activity, then you know what you need to achieve in order to hit it. By knowing gives you the chance to decide whether you're going to do the work to make it happen. So in a very roundabout way, all of this thinking was what brought me to today, which was, let's talk about outreach. Because outreach is the first of all the steps in terms of what we do as a partner. You know, invite, present, and follow up. First three parts of our daily activities are to invite, present, and follow up. By doing that, the rest becomes inevitable. Because if you do enough of that, then you'll end up wherever that ratio is in terms of your actual activity. So the more you do, the more you'll get. The more the people within your organization do, the more you get, and so on. And then it accelerates over time. Volume continues to increase as long as there's an increase in or there's a continued level of activity producing results. Where it falls down is when people are not reaching out for whatever reason. You know, it can be all kinds of different reasons, from psychological ones just to practical ones. And where you end up is determined by that activity. So my question for you all is, where do you want to be in September? Because what you do now, between now and the end of August, will set that up. With me? Yes? Simon's nodding. I'm glad to see that.
Yes.
I'm glad I've got one person here joining in, which is good news. Everybody else grinning at me, yeah, because they've heard it all before. I know. Anyway, listen, let's talk about reach out. Who's doing what in the way of reach out right now? I can tell you what I'm doing. Lots, in all kinds of different ways. I'm reaching out a lot on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn right now. I'm following up a lot of old people old. Yeah, some of them are old, but I'm following up a lot of people I've been in contact with for a long time. And I'm not making phone calls, because I had a bit of a disaster when I arrived out here. I won't bore you with the details, but essentially it would make it incredibly expensive for me to phone back to the UK. Although that'll get solved, I hope, in the early part of next week. So, but I'll be back to making phone calls. Right now, I'm limited to WhatsApp and the messaging facilities where I've got the ability to do that in terms of that kind of outreach. But Zoom is also available, of course, for us to actually do presentations. So, so let's go around the room, shall we? And ask the key questions again. Who's going to hit what ranks in September? Let's Paul, you're first. But let's come to you. Can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry, I couldn't see the button to press. Can you hear me all right?
All right. Yeah, fine now. Yeah.
Yeah, think about it more logically. For me, it's going to be platinum by the end of
okay.
September.
You know what you need to do to get there.
Yeah.
So describe it.
Describe it.
Yeah.
I've basically got to have 6,000 credits. So
yeah.
I've got
and in what ratios?
2,000. Well, 2,000 because obviously because I've got a lot of banked volume.
So you've got bank volume which you can draw on. Now, do people understand the concept of banked volume? Sorry, Paul, just to pick this up very quickly. Right. Colin's shaking his head.
Not everyone has banked volume. So
no, I know. But I'm going to come back to that subject. Nominally, though, Paul, you would ordinarily have to have 4,000 in one side and 2,000 in the other.
Yeah.
The sort of the maximum ratio you can have is 2 to 1. So in your case, because you've got bank volume, you've got enough. You've got 4,000 in one side already because it's banked. So you have to generate 2,000.
Yeah.
Now, how much do you know of what that means in terms of recruitment during September for you to actually achieve the 2,000?
Well, I'm aiming to have 6 frontline. So, as in 5 people.
New partners frontline.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would actually take you to so somebody do the maths for me. 450 times 6.
2.5 to 750, something like that. Isn't it? So round about-
2,750.
yeah, something like that.
Okay. So platinum, next, what's the next step beyond platinum?
Diamond.
Diamond.
Mhm.
What have you got to do to hit diamond?
Double that.
Instead of 2, it becomes 4.
Yeah.
So that would be what? How many?
For me, it'd be because I've got bank volume. It'd be 4,000 on my left hand side.
Yeah, so that would be 11
And there'd
people,
be-
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it'd be less. It would be 10 people. So you could go diamond if you work at it. Have
Mhm.
you got enough prospects?
I've got lots of prospects. It was
So
all,
are you going to do the question? The
Yeah,
key
yeah.
question is, can you do the work to generate that level of potential?
but yeah.
So you're
I mean,
setting a goal.
I'm in a different place at the moment, so yeah, that's what I mean. So it's a good place.
We know you're in Kefalonia.
Well, no, forget.
No, I know
No.
what you meant.
I think he's talking psychologically here.
I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
It's funny.
All
It's
right,
funny.
okay.
It's just funny. It's funny when you come away because actually I'm in the mode to go, and it's although I'm speaking to people here, it's like holding you back a little bit. So I just want to get going. So that's why I can't wait to get back.
Well, you know, you're in a good place to be able to talk to a lot of people who are potential customers and or partners while you're on holiday, because you're going to open conversations with all sorts of people, aren't you?
Well, I had a conversation with one bloke who works in Zermatt in Switzerland,
Uh-huh.
and he said I've got access to all these top skiers. And I went, really?
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
So have you got his details? Have you
Oh, yeah.
You're actively prospecting him? Well, that's good
Oh, yeah.
to hear.
yeah.
Okay. All
Just
right.
mentioning we've got Sarah Hector, who's the world
I
champion.
know she is. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well done.
Okay, doke. Liz, do you want to make a contribution to this in terms of rank improvements, or are you just?
I will make a contribution if it's okay, but I have to say, if there's anybody on there that doesn't understand or like figures or numbers, it shouldn't stop you doing it from just doing the work. I had something on my computer come up showing me a picture of me going silver with Zinzino, and I looked at that and thought, oh, that's amazing, because it was just a few weeks after I'd actually signed up and spoken to Sue. And what I'd actually done, I had signed up 2 partners, one on each side, Ruth, one of them, and then I'd signed up someone else as customers, and Ruth had a customer signed up, and I was silver. And I had absolutely no idea what it meant. So I don't do numbers. I don't do figures. I don't understand them. I'm quite bored with them. I don't hear them. But
You won't be bored with them when you start achieving them.
But even with the company, all I did was go out, find people, sign them up, learn about the products. I was passionate about the products, as I am with Zinzino products. So I don't want to spend time learning about things that actually I don't understand, I don't like it, and I don't want to sit in front of a screen. So I'm working myself up to go back to doing what I used to do, which is why I wanted to speak to the other couple when they did the meeting. I want to know how they got on and how they felt about it, because that's what inspires me. So for me, it's being inspired about what I want, what I adore. And I used to love Kefalonia. The last time I went was nearly 40 years ago. I first went to Kefalonia, so I adored it. But I also love the other 57 islands. So I like to have an expansive thing. So yeah, that's me. Sorry.
So where do you want to be, Liz? Where do you want to be?
Well, I love the idea of diamond because I know how to get there, but I know how to get there the way I have to do it, not spending hours and hours trying to learn something that just leaves me cold. I like talking to people, I like being with people. I like being in.
You do, Liz. We know how brilliant you are at doing that.
You are brilliant
let
at
me
it.
just encourage you to go back to doing that.
Yeah,
That's a good thing
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
But
And
Well done.
sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes people need to have an idea of what that goal really means in
yes,
terms of, you know, the results of the activity, what's necessary from the results of the activity, because you can break it back down into the roadmap, which
yeah,
makes more sense. Certainly for me, makes sense to see where I am, where I need to go.
yeah.
Once I know what that is, it makes it much easier.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree with everything you said 100%. But I think we all have to embrace the things that we're personally good at to give us what it is we
Sure,
want.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm not saying don't.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying you don't. You need to understand this because I know Angus does. But
Mm.
what I'm saying, all I'm driving at is do the things you're good at.
Yeah.
And you
We
happen
just
to be
have to
very,
wind you
very
up,
good at
Liz, and get
talking
you.
to people.
We're
Yeah.
going to be like that
Sort of
little
point
toy
and
that
shoot
used to go
again.
walking.
Yeah.
We wind
Yeah.
you up.
Just don't
and
fall off the
set
edge
you
of the
off.
table. Right, let's
Angus,
move
what
on.
about
Thank
you?
you, Liz. Angus, do you want to join in and
Yeah.
endorse some of that?
Do the numbers side of it, as it were. Yeah, well, I reckon, you know, if we could sort of propel ourselves back to executive by September and then use that to leap forward to diamond. Actually, September. What are we now? July? No, yeah, diamond by the end of September, anyway. And that means, I mean, because of the banking, well, we've got to find another 4,000 credits. And basically, I mean, I'm thinking more of getting the leap back to executive rather than anything else at the moment. And I guess if I could just get a couple of lousy nutritionists to sign up with
I think if you set the scene for this during August,
yes,
and you've got a couple of partners on board during August, then
yeah.
diamond is a done deal.
Yeah, especially if I can get them to do an ultimate or something like that, and that's a good pack for a nutritionist. But will they buy it?
Yes.
Anyway?
Well, they do. So you know,
Yeah,
it's not a question.
So it's me. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got to change your thinking. I was going to say the same thing. So okay, thank you for that, Ruth. Looks like you're going to be busy because Angus and Liz are going to be pushing people into your organisation.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well,
Right. So I'm sorry, I missed. What was the question? What are my goals? Can you two go?
what's your goal for September?
Oh, for September. Oh,
Are you doing enough outreach?
well, the goal for outreach is 150 a week, so 30 a day, and that is LinkedIn and voice messages. And I haven't, and also some Instagram, but I haven't got my head around how to do that yet. Because most of my LinkedIn is most of the Instagram are people that I've already contacts that I already know, so that I've burnt or found. It's
You haven't burnt them. You haven't burnt them. They're just not active. Is what I mean. No one's ever really burnt. I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's just a no for now.
Yeah.
Because people's circumstances always change, and that's just down to long-term follow-up. I recommunicated with this. I've mentioned him before. This chap I met, or rather, I prospected. God knows how long ago now. It must be 4 or 5 years ago. And I rattled his cage again yesterday. And he said, "Oh, sorry, I haven't been in touch. Blah blah. I'll come back to you. Come back to you." Well, that's what he always says, but he never does. So I'm not expecting anything earth-shattering from it. But it's that continued, ongoing follow-up. Always, people's circumstances change, and when their circumstances change, their attitudes change. And it's I know it's a slow process, but it will benefit you if you follow up long term. Okay, thanks, Ruth. Colin, what about you? You're buried. I can see you now. Yeah. We were just getting a view of the top of your head.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Oh, gosh,
Morning.
yes. How is everyone? Most of you seem on holiday at the moment or somewhere around the world, anyway. Yes. where are we in the month now? What, we're 19th of July, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm talking frankly. It's. I think I'm not quite where I want to be this month so far. It's been a sort of a challenging month for various reasons, which I don't really want to go into, but it has impacted on a number of things. But I think primarily my activity, because I've got quite a strong platform with LinkedIn, a lot of my activity has been on LinkedIn. So on a daily basis, I'm getting into the habit of reaching out. So every morning I reach out to about 30 connections for various. The way I'm doing that is 30 to 50 actually, because I get information coming up when people's birthdays are there, and also when the people change jobs, and so they come up regularly in my feed. So I generally will get them initially sort of congratulate them starting a new job, or congratulate them on their birthday. And I've been doing that for about 3 weeks now. So I've got and it does create conversations, and I'm having conversations, and I've got some things lined up to speak to people next week. So doing that for 3 weeks now, I've probably got I'm in sort of potential. I've started conversations probably with about 400 people, and I think I've done quite a lot of that. What I've not been probably doing is focusing so much on the follow up as much as I should have done. So that's the next step phase. I've been warming them up. I've been communicating some strong leads, and now I just need to build up those relationships, and I'm confident that they will convert. Some of those will convert,
Sure.
and so that's where a lot of focus has been. I've had some people interested, and I was hoping to get the lady on the calls this week. Unfortunately, she let me down, so she didn't go on the call. But unfortunately, I found out she's got some personal issues going on, so I'll let her off. So the funnel is starting to build, but not at the speed I was hoping it would build. But I still feel very confident. But by the end of the month, I'll have 2 partners on board. I'm still confident.
Okay.
And
what are you aiming for September in terms of rank?
Well, in an ideal situation, I probably want to be aiming at around about the platinum level, and because I want to sort of then get into. Yeah, so I'm talking about by, I don't know. Because ideally, I'm looking at. I'd like to be in a sort of situation where I'm going for diamond really for October. But I realise I've got to find more time to be able to do that, because I do have a full-time job as well, which is quite a demanding job. So I have to have the energy to work around that. And
well, bear in mind we're going to get another. Almost certainly we'll get another 200% ECB or ECBX month in November.
Yeah.
So what tends to happen is October's a consolidation month, and especially when we hear about new product and the launches of things that happen at the convention in October, then that tends to build a momentum for more rapid growth again during November.
Yeah, because
I think in terms of it in 2 steps. Rather than maybe just accelerating it to one big leap during September, it's more likely to be a continuum of activity.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So I like that word. From previous, there's been a lot of talk about building momentum, and I think that's great. I think that's.
Well, I know Dave and Jax will be there. Dave and Jax will be there supporting you on that. So if you haven't worked a plan out with them yet, then it's. You need to do that.
Yeah, so we're going to be. I'm going to be hopefully working quite close with David the next few weeks, so that we can maximise my LinkedIn opportunities, for example, and maximise David's time as well. So I'm hoping we can pull that all together and get some results. Yeah.
It's utilising those 3-way calls as well, because as much as it's about introducing someone who's an unknown quantity to them. So
exactly, so 100%. That's my thoughts exactly. I'm definitely going to leverage the 3-way call, which it's just getting into.
And use who you think. I mean, it makes no difference who it is. Use who you feel will be beneficial. Whether it's Dave and Jax, whether it's Dave Ives, whether it's Shan, whether it's ourselves. Happy to do that.
Cool.
Yeah, brilliant.
All on the resource.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I will need that resource, there's no doubt about it. But I'm hoping to you know, I'm hoping that it gets to a point where I can start reducing my hours, full-time hours, and then that'll be great. Then I can really start motoring. Yeah. Okay.
It's about focused. Again, it's about focused activity.
Focused. Yeah.
The reason why
that's it. Yeah.
the reason why I tend to break it down into the way the numbers work is because, you know, it's an accumulation of daily activity that makes the results happen.
Exactly.
It's not masses of activity in one go. It's just got to be regular daily.
Yeah, quality activity, and keep doing the basics really, which I do. I can. 100%. I can overcomplicate some things sometimes, unfortunately.
All in love with the process and just keep doing it.
Yeah, and it's
the results will happen.
Yeah, and it's managing the distractions as well. So that's that, but I'm working on that.
That's just the discipline issue.
That's discipline. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
My geography teacher used to use a ruler.
Well, my biology teacher used to throw me down the stairs at school.
That probably explains a lot.
I think I might bump my head at some point. No, he didn't really throw me down the stairs, but he accidentally knocked me down the stairs once when we were queuing up to get in the class. That's quite funny. But,
right, let's move on. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time. We're going to run out of time, guys.
Yeah.
Dave and Jax, I know you're in the car. You're on your way to me. Can you unmute? Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we're on our way. We're about 5 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been, I think what this month has proved to both of us is that we need a good pipeline because other people's timing doesn't.
They're coming through the lanes. That's. We can't hear you, David. Oh, breaking up. Okay. Breaking up.
So it's about to take Eau Rouge.
Yeah. So I can't do it on my phone. Perhaps you can just mute him out. So it's obviously yeah.
Oh no, he's gone. He's back.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Let's move on then, Sue.
Okay, so our goal is Crown for September, and if we can do it before, great. But the goal is Crown for September, and that depends on everyone doing their little bit as well. So yes, please, can we all make our decisions and kind of, because it all helps each other. I think that's the one thing that I always find it fascinating, that you kind of have your goal, and I don't have to produce. What's it? We've got to produce 16,000 in our left leg to get to Crown. And I don't have to do it personally. It's a combination of all those people who are in our left leg, and it's the combination of people in the right leg as well. So, we've got a massive amount of banked volume. We're incredibly blessed in that respect. But it's reaching out, and I've been reaching out personally on Instagram, and I've actually been kind of what I tend to do is I kind of see people come up on my feed, and I screenshot it. So I screenshot it when I see it. So I've actually, so I can find them again. So I can just go through, and then I can recontact them. So you can usually click on contact on the on the profile, bring that up, and then screenshot it. So that to me is much easier. It means I've got all their contact details, and then I go and I cold call them. So I've been doing a lot of cold calling, and it's been. I went to see someone on Tuesday, and she's not going to be ready until she's not going to be ready to look at anything because they've just opened a business. They've until September, but she said I'd like to do a kind of an open day or whatever, or an open evening for her clients. So that's another way of being able to do it. So that's, even if it's someone having a testing evening or something like that, if you've got tests available, get those there and do a little presentation or whatever. You just have to talk to people. Is their health important to them? So there's lots of various ways. I work on LinkedIn as well. I've got a lot of connections on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn's a good one if you know how to work it. Definitely know how to work it. Oh, I can hear pussycat meowing in the corner.
Yeah, that
It's
was
Noah.
Noah.
It's
Sorry.
Noah. Yeah.
I'll mute myself.
No, it's Liz. I think it's Liz actually. Yeah.
No, he's in my room.
Oh, is it? But it's yeah. So it's just keep going, and you know, I find it frustrating. I'm supposed to have someone sign up on Wednesday, and she had a crisis with her family, so she was not able to do it. So hopefully this Wednesday. Anyway, move along. Yeah, it's just about continuing to do the activity and giving yourself a good self-talk as well.
Right. What about you? What about Tom? Tom, what about you? What's your goal for September?
Is that you, Ruth?
Tom?
Someone.
Can't hear you.
I was hoping you'd pass
That's
by
better.
me.
No, no. You can't hide in the corner by the fact you're in the garden.
Yeah. Well, I joined a new strength and conditioning organisation there during the week, so I have two contacts for next week. One is down the country, so I might go down and meet him. The other fellow who runs the association is living abroad, so we're going to arrange a Zoom call with him.
Good.
So yeah, we're working that association at the moment now to try and get some contacts out of that.
Yeah, must have a lot of connections.
Yeah, there's a lot of connections there. And coming up in the next month or two, to have a big conference up the north. It's on for 2 days, so I'll see if we can get up to it.
So what do you expect in terms of rank then in September? What do you think?
To be honest, like Liz, I've no idea. I don't understand.
Sue probably knows better than you do then.
Yeah, I don't understand the bank office, and once you start talking figures and that, I'm gone. So
my goal for you is to get you to diamond as soon as is possible. Yeah. That's why we keep pushing to get you to keep you going and connecting with people. So yeah, okay, all good.
We got a few strange partners that were. Some won't contact us, and some of them are stepping out, and some of them are thinking about it, and all the rest of it.
That's
the name of the game.
Course. Yeah, exactly right. Next, always adding next. What about you, Warren? Let's talk to Warren. How are you getting on?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So my goal is I want to get 2 new partners by September so that I can rank to silver through the month of September at the very least. So yeah, I want to get 2 new partners before by September, so through August, and with 10 new subscriptions as well, which will help me to get.
Do you know what your numbers are? Do you want to go over them? Would that help or not?
Yeah, I definitely would need to go over my numbers. Much like some other people on the call here, when I look at the numbers, it's like googly gook for me. It's an alien language, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but I do want to understand it though. That's the thing. I've been going through the numbers myself before in the past, and I've tried with Dave in the past. And you and I have had a brief conversation regarding the numbers in the past, but I really want to understand how the figures work, and I don't, but I do, because I know that once I am ranking, like Sue said earlier, once you start to make success, the numbers become you will want to know what the numbers mean, and that's what I want to be able to understand.
So let's have a separate session on it, and we'll just go over. You can share your back office with me, and we can do that.
Sure.
And I'm going to have to jump off, guys, because Dave and Jax are just okay.
Well, we're not gonna. In fact, we're probably on the last.
So I'm jumping off.
Anyway.
So and I'll see you in the car.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see you in a minute. Walzama's got a dodgy connection, obviously.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. If we can find him. Okay. We'll do that separately.
Can you hear us now, Nigel?
Thank you.
I can hear you. Yes. We can hear you.
Lovely. Yeah.
All right.
this month hasn't gone the way we wanted it to go, and it's not through activity; it's actually through other people's timing.
Yeah.
And what that has proven to us is how important it is to have a good pipeline.
Yeah.
We're 250 credits away from requalifying executive. So that's our main activity for this month, which another, one partner will do that for us. And then it's just ranking through platinum and diamond for September. If not, director for September with the credits. Yes. But it is just helping other people. We've got Erica's coming on board, obviously working closer with Colin. Just need to tie it all together.
Good. Yeah. So you're at least diamond. You're going diamond, aren't you, in September? Really, minimum.
Oh,
possibly
100%.
direct. Yeah.
100%.
That's good. That's a good goal to have. Excellent. Here she comes. She's doing the disappearing woman trick. Right. Well, let's thank you, David. We'll move on to the last one, which is Warzama. Can you unmute Warzama? You seem to have been having a struggle staying on.
Hey Nigel, can you hear me?
I can. Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I've not been present in most of the call.
That's all right. We've been going over everybody's goals for September, and asking about what the outreach that people have been doing. Not going into detail, but just when you look at what activity you're doing, does your goal fit the activity you're currently doing? Is really what we're driving at. So whatever you're declaring for your goal during September will of course be a result of what's being done now. So that's where we would kind of look at it coming at it from. So what's your goal for September?
Yeah, my goal will be 12,000 credits, and I want to sponsor 15 people between now and September.
That's a big goal.
I'm using the goal as direction. I'm not necessarily saying that I'm going to. I don't want to say I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to take steps backwards saying that it's not achievable. But I'm just using it as direction.
It definitely is achievable if you've got the right audience. There's no question about that, because people do it. Most of the time when you start to see that level of recruitment, it's because you've got a warm list that's very strong. And if you're coming from cold, it's more difficult, but you've got to do a lot more work. So it's a case of, that's one of the reasons why I'm asking these questions, is because it's the work that generates the result. And if you're fishing in a pool with a lot of big fish in it that are easy to get them to strike, then it's not so difficult. When you're fishing in the ocean with and it's overfished, it's hard work. You see what I mean? Yeah. And so it's a case of, then it's about the levels of activity that you undertake in order to create the same result. Because in other words, you have to work harder to get to enough people to actually create that result ultimately. That's not to say it's not doable. It is, if you've got the scale of the outreach. And that's limited by how much time you have and the scale of the resource you've got to bring to bear upon that outreach, whatever way that is. And one of the things that was said the other night is that one of the people on the call we had with Dave was saying that one of them had done an outreach day where they'd managed to reach 800 people, and they'd set up 35 conversations from that. Now, there was no explanation as to exactly how they'd done that, but if that was their warm list in terms of social media influence in some way, then that's possible to do, because they've got an existing audience that knows enough about them for that result to be possible. Whereas if you're starting from scratch, it generally takes a bit longer because there's no relationship. So it's why the warm market relationships are so important to nurture over time. Because, like I said earlier about this guy, more than 5 years that I've been nudging away at him. He and I don't know each other really, but we do over that 5-year period. Because we've had conversations about all kinds of different things during that time. and we just haven't refined it down back into Zinzino yet. It'll happen at some point, because it always does. But there won't be a trust problem because of it, because he and I have got a kind of understanding about each other now. Whereas if I was a brand new person, I remember years ago, I used to work in the direct marketing industry, and one of the best adverts I've ever seen was a picture of a guy with his arm crossed like this, looking like a bulldog. And the caption was very simple. It says, "I don't know who you are. I don't know what you stand for. I don't know your values. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know what you're selling. I don't know what impact that's going to have on me." And it was just a list of negative responses, because that's a natural stance for people to take. And now it's even more so, because there's so much scam going on these days. That position's reinforced. People are much more careful as a consequence. So it's not a case of breaking that. It's a case of changing it over time by building that trust element. That takes time. So when you've got the essence of all networking is the warm list. So what I'm saying is, nurture that warm list, even if people have said to you, "Nah, it's not for me. You're not in one of those schemes, are you?" Well, eventually people's minds change about all sorts of things. It's just a question of how you deliver it over time. But it does take time, and that in turn takes work. So all I'm really saying is it's a big goal. Yes, it is, but it's not unachievable. We know that because people are doing it. From my point of view, I've covered pretty much all the ground. I'm doing a lot of outreach at the moment. I'm building a really solid pipeline, and there is stuff that's going to come through it because of it. And that's because I'm having to and I want to. So we're not going to hit the goal of Crown if we don't do it. It'll be far too long at director. And it's probably true for all of you in terms of where you feel you are right now. Am I making the progress I want? Well, go back and look at what your diary says. What's been in your diary and what have you been doing? Because that's the result of where you are now is the result of what you've been doing. We've no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Anybody got any comments? Yes, go on. All summer.
Yeah, if you break it down, it's just really 6 people in the month of September. If they were to do the fast start in 30 days, 6 people. That works out to.
So you've got to build enough through the rest of July and August in order to get the 6.
Exactly, yeah.
And then it's definitely doable. So the real effort is going to have to be taken during these months.
Yeah, yeah.
And bringing that many on in 1 month is happening regularly. I mean, Sarah Topham brought 9 in May.
In 1 month, wow, yeah.
In the 1 month, yeah. When she went diamond. So it's definitely doable. You do it in the right way. And you're doing enough of it. Because it's always a result of activity. So that 800 that I talked about, this social media day this woman had, or person had, I think it was a woman, but anyway, did 800 in the one day, resulted in 35 conversations, meetings. Well, that's not 800 meetings, it's 35 out of the 800. That's a really decent response rate, very decent. So if you can scale your outreach in a way that generates responses in that way, then you're leveraging your time, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the amount of outreach you do now will set up what happens in September. So, anybody got anything final they want to add to this just before we call a halt on the call?
Yeah, just one thing. Can we have a chat sometime about Messenger, Nigel?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Because I still can't make it work.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to you about that. Ping me a message after this, and we can perhaps set it up. And Warren, if you want to set up a call for later, we can do that as well. Let's just take some time out today and do the 2 things. Okay. Anybody else got a comment before we end up today?
Just one very quick thing that I'd like to just say for Jax really and David. I wanted to know how they got on with their thing, because what I'd like to say is it's also for me, I have to understand how other people take in their information, because there would be no point me talking to someone who didn't like figures. So I have to listen to what people say, and they have to know how they want to work, know about the people. What you're saying, I have to have an intimate relation with the people I'm speaking to, so I know what they want to do. And if I don't ask them, I don't know. So there's no point me pushing. Well, there's no point me pushing figures to someone like myself. I have to ask.
I'm lost, Liz. I don't understand what you're saying.
Right. I have to listen to what people are saying. And I have to hear them. I have to hear what it is they want, how they want to build their business. And if I don't ask the questions, I don't know. Do you not understand?
No, I don't. I don't get it.
I'm talking
in terms
about
of
if I meet someone for the first time, I have to listen to what they're saying, that what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I don't, I might be pushing something on them that they don't want. I have to know all about them, their lifestyle, how they work. Like I'd have to say to you, do you want to sit in front of a computer all day, or would you like to go out and meet people?
What's your point?
When I meet my first people, I have to understand what they're saying.
Liz, you just do it the way you do it. You're very good at that. You know enough. You get out of people what interests them very, very easily. The way I do things is slightly different. But you don't, where you take them will go as a natural course.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But other people might not.
And that's entirely up to you the way you do it. We're all individual in this respect. I'm not saying this is the formula you have to follow. The essence of what we do is always the same principle. Invite, present, and follow up. What you do in terms of the invitation and so on is all just keeping that consistent, because that generates the same results. That's all I'm really driving at. The end result is whatever the end result is.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both saying the same things in a different way. Yeah.
Just in different ways. You interpret things differently in the sense of how you receive information and the information you want to get out.
Absolutely. And that was what I was trying to say. You have to know yourself the way you contact people. And
that's true for all of us. But there are basic principles involved. Yeah. And they all work. Of course they do. Yes.
They all work. Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Anything from anyone else? No? Okay, all good. Thanks everyone. We'll meet up next week. And if you two guys, Angus, you and Warren can stay on if you like, and we can just have a quick chat about when we're going to set up for each of you.
Okay, thanks, Nigel.
That's all. Okay.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you. And you. Bye. Let me just turn the aircon back on. It seems to have gone off. Right, got it. Who's here? Oh, Sue and Co is still here. Are you staying on? You guys, Sue? Right. Yeah. Warren. We need to look at your back office at some point. When do you want to do that?
How's your weekend looking? How's tomorrow looking for you?
Tomorrow's okay. Yeah, what time?
Tell me which is easier for you, the morning or the afternoon?
Let me just check. Well, mornings are good for me.
Yeah. If you want to do it now, I'll just listen.
We're just sharing back. We're going to share.
I'm not on my computer or anything like that, Angus. So
all right. So let's just set this up. Hang on a second. Sue and company have either disappeared and where are we now? Today. Tomorrow's Sunday. Yeah, I can do whatever. What time's good for you?
I'm just thinking at the top of my head. Yeah, 1 second. 9:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Ooh, okay. Maybe not in the morning. Can I get back to you and just confirm a time, because I need to confirm whether I have a client in the morning tomorrow. Okay, I'm just waiting to confirm whether that client's going to be with me or not, working with me in the morning or not. So if I don't, then we can do it night, and then we can do it in the morning. Right. But if I have a client, then it might need to be more around about midday.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Then, yeah, that's fine. Let me know. Know. That's fine.
Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. Thanks, Nigel. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay. We'll talk tomorrow then. Yeah. So, are you still on? They're on, but I don't think they realise they're on. Tell you what, Angus, let's kill this meeting. It's fine. Let me kill the